guys, it's VK here from VK News and Tech Reviews, and today you're watching my unboxing and in-depth video review of the Gemini DJ SR-8 studio monitors. Let's get started. Ready for the unboxing? If you thought that unboxing was quick, wait till I tell you about the shipping. I ordered these speakers on Sunday and they arrived here on Tuesday, and that's just 2 days in shipping, and the shipping was absolutely free. It was Amazon's free shipping option, and they said that these speakers were going to get here next week, but they actually arrived 2 days after I ordered it, so that's pretty impressive. Now, you may be wondering to yourself, what do I need studio monitors for? What are studio monitors different from, let's say, computer speakers or your stereo speakers at home? Well, studio monitors have an entirely flat frequency response. So this means when you're making a video, editing that audio on the video, making a song, mixing a DJ track, you're going to get a flat frequency response. So no part of your song is going to be emphasized, and when you go to play that song or video on a different speaker, it's going to sound the way that you wanted it to sound, and it's not going to have less sound in one area of the frequency range. Now that you have an idea why you would want these studio monitors, let's talk about the price. Now, I mentioned earlier in my video that I got these speakers on Amazon, and for the pair I paid about $230 for these 8-inch monitors. Now, this is a really great price considering that they are 8-inch monitors, which is a pretty large size for studio monitors, and a comparable price for a different brand of monitors would be at the lowest $300 for the pair, and upwards of thousands of dollars for the pair of some high-end studio monitors. So here's the box. On the front you have the actual speaker along with the Gemini SR-8 logo. On the side you have specifications. I won't really get into that too much because that'll come on later in the video. As you open the box, you first find that you have foam pads, and these are so then you can stick them to the bottom of your monitors so that they don't vibrate on your desk or workspace when you're using them. And next we have the quick start manual for these monitors, and it's good to mention that these monitors come in 3 different sizes. A 5-inch, a 6-inch, and an 8-inch. These are the 8-inch monitors, and Gemini also offers a 10-inch subwoofer to go along with the monitors to help with the bass response. Now let's get to the actual monitors. So now that these speakers are unboxed, you can see the 8-inch glass composite fiber woofer. It's a great red color, and you also have a 1-inch soft dome tweeter for high frequencies, and the woofer is for those lower frequencies and mid frequencies. You have the Gemini logo, which I believe lights up, and you can kind of tell the size of these things. The speakers are about 15 inches high, 10 inches wide, and 12 inches deep, so they're really big. But one nice thing about these speakers is that they have a slotted bass port at the bottom of the speakers so that the sound isn't distorted when the air that's being moved by the 8-inch woofer expels air outside of the speaker. You don't get the air resonating in your room and affecting the sound. So now that we are turned to the back of these monitors, it's important to mention that Gemini does include a power cable to power these bi-amplified monitors, and it's important to note that these are already amplified, so that means that you don't have to buy a separate amplifier for these monitors, because the amplifier which powers the actual speakers are built in, and it's about 125 watts of power going to these speakers once they are in full function. Now, Gemini does not include a way of connecting these speakers to your stereo setup or your computer or your audio interface, but there are a number of connection options. One, there's balanced inputs, which gives you a little bit of a cleaner sound. There's TRS and XLR, and you also have an unbalanced RCA input, which is usually more commonly found in someone's cable collection or just lying around being unused. You have the volume adjustment knob, which is right there. You also have the high frequency adjustment knob, which is to adjust how much of the high frequencies you want in your song or your audio. And this might be good if you're producing bass heavy music and you don't really want to hear the highs overpowering your music. You want to hear more of the bass in your music, so you could turn that down or up. You also have the power input spot and a on and off power switch. Alright, so you might be wondering how you can set these up with your computer, so I'm going to show you how. So right here we have a dual RCA to 3.5 millimeter cable, and this is the cable that would commonly just plug into your computer. And so you use, usually the red cable is for the right side of your audio, so I'm going to plug that into this monitor, and then the white would go to the left, which I haven't unboxed yet, but you would plug this into your left monitor and then just plug the 3.5 millimeter cable into your computer, and it should be good to go. And also, if you wanted to see the power cable, here it is. It's in a plastic bag. As you can tell, I've set up these studio monitor speakers on either side of my regular computer monitor. And it is important to mention that when you do set up your studio monitor speakers, or any other computer speakers for that matter, that you do situate them at a 45-degree angle. Now, this is because these studio monitors are near-field monitors, which means that they produce the best sound at a close proximity to the monitors. And when you situate the monitors at a 45-degree angle, you are receiving the most optimal sound because the sound coming out of the speakers are converging at a single point. Okay guys, so here's a close-up of the left studio monitor next to my 24-inch Asus PC monitor, and you can just tell it's a little size comparison. This monitor speaker is humongous. It takes up a large amount of my desk space, and it's really not for everyone due to its size, but I do have to say that the bass response is amazing on these speakers, and I'll show you that in a minute. As I said before, the bass response on these speakers are amazing. These studio monitors can produce sounds from under 30 Hz to over 20,000 kilohertz, and this is really impressive for an 8-inch studio monitor. Now, the bass response and overall sound quality is really helped by the 8-inch woofer, which pretty much eliminates the need for a subwoofer due to its large surface area, which pushes a lot of air, thus creating the low frequencies and really nice and warm mid frequencies. Also, the tweeter does a great job at producing the high frequencies. So overall, these monitors have a great sound for a really low price in terms of studio monitors. Now, I'm going to play a little FL Studio song that really emphasizes the bass response. I created this song so it doesn't interfere with any copyright issues. So here you go. Alright, so that was pretty much it for that song, and now I want to play the song that actually came with FL Studio, and it is Seamless featuring Vila. It's just the song that came with FL Studio, and it just shows a little bit of what these speakers can actually do. So here you go.
We all pretend to be fine, and honesty takes up time. So let's get together sometime. I promise to ease your mind.
Alright, so you can get a little bit of an idea of the sound quality from these speakers, and any sort of distortion would probably be coming from the microphone. It's really a great warm sound on my end over here. And another important thing to mention is that when these speakers are plugged into your computer's motherboard or headphone jack, they really don't produce the best sound, and this is due to currents running through the motherboard and running through the audio interface inside of the motherboard of your computer that produces sort of a staticky and choppy sound when you're not listening to a music or audio. So it's pretty much the best idea to get something like a audio interface or a sound card for your computer so that you don't get any type of interference from your studio monitors and you can have the best listening response. Overall, these studio monitors are a great choice for people getting into audio or music production and are on a tight budget. One thing that I do have to comment about these speakers, though, is that they are a pretty large speaker. So if you're looking for something with a little less bass response, you should definitely go with the 5-inch or 6-inch model of the Gemini DJ studio monitors. Now, the 8-inch studio monitors are a great choice if you want great bass response and warm sound quality without the need for a boxy subwoofer. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and leave a comment below. I'm VK from VK News and Tech Reviews, and have a great day.